Hey, recap wrap here today. We are going to talk about the animation film called Swapped. Netflix and Skydance Animation's May 2026 hit. A body swap adventure with a twist. It's not just two people seeing bodies. It's two entire species learning to see the world through each other's eyes. Here's everything that happens. Long ago, the valley was a paradise. Giant, gentle creatures called Zoe roamed the land, carrying magical purple pods. Touch a pod while saying another creature's name, and you'd transform into them. This magic created empathy and peace. But then came the tree wolves, predators who ruled through fear. One rejected runt of the litter stole the Dizzo's magic and transformed himself into the Firewolf, a monster who could control fire. He killed 4 Dizzo, banished the rest, and created a rock dam that cut the valley off from the outside world. Without the Dizzo's magic, trust vanished. The valley fractured. Now 2 communities live in fear of each other. The Puku, small, clever woodland creatures, hide on a secluded island, surviving on piplet seeds. Their mantra, hide today, alive tomorrow. The Javan, large, majestic birds, live on cliffside, starving without the Dizzo's magic. Their only food is bitter brushroot. For generations, they've been enemies. Neither remembers why. Enter Ollie, a young Puku with endless curiosity and zero fear. His parents scold him constantly. His grandmother warns him about the Firewolf. Ollie complains the story isn't gory enough. During the annual Piplet Festival, Ollie spots a young Javan land on his island. Fear says run. Curiosity says help. He approaches the bird and shows her the secret technique for cracking open a piplet. That bird is Ivy. Though Ollie doesn't know her name yet, she's grateful. She flies home. But here's the problem. Ivy teaches her entire Javan community how to open piplets. Soon, birds flood the Puku Island. The Puku face starvation. Ollie's father tells him they may die. And Ollie realizes the truth. He caused this. His innocent act of kindness destroyed his own people. Guilt-stricken, Ollie fights back. He uses broken glass to reflect light and scare the birds away. It works. Until Ivy's older sister Violet attacks. Ollie blinds her with the light. She crashes into him. They tumble into a deep pit. At the bottom of the pit, Ollie discovers something impossible. Glowing roots in a purple pod, just like his grandmother described. He refuses to touch it, but he loses his grip, falls onto the pod, and yells in frustration, "Javan!" Poof! Ollie transforms into a fluffy, feathered green bird. He races home to his parents. "It's me, Ollie!" They see only a bird that might have eaten their son. They attack him. He falls off a cliff. Ivy finds him in the valley, the mainland beyond the dam. She has no idea who he is. Just a strange, clumsy bird who can't fly and keeps trying to burrow into the ground. A tree wolf approaches. Since Ollie can't fly, Ivy's sisters coat him in dung to mask his scent. It works. Ollie is horrified. He confesses, "I'm a Puku, trapped in this body. I need another pod to fix this." Ivy agrees to help. They reach a lake. A fish appears, Boogle, loud, lovable, with a comically large pout. He claims he's been swimming the valley for ages and knows where every pod is hidden. First pod. Ollie and Ivy reach it. Ivy, trying to help, touches it and says, "Puku." Poof. Ivy transforms into a tiny furball. Now they're both swapped. Ollie, a clumsy bird. Ivy, a creature who can barely walk. Chaos. But here's where the story gets its heart. Ivy teaches Ollie to see smell. Pukus have hypersensitive noses. Ollie, in his bird body, learns to detect threats by scent. Then Ollie learns Ivy's truth. She confesses she's the eldest sister, constantly searching for food. Her parents starved to death after the Dizzo left. The Javan were dying, until a young Puku once showed her how to open a piplet. That act saved her people. Ollie freezes. "That was me. I'm the Puku who taught you, and I spent years thinking I destroyed my home, but I saved yours." That's the film's core. The same act that harmed the Puku saved the Javan. Neither was wrong. They just couldn't see the whole picture. Boogle leads them to a waterfall. To reach the pod, they must swim against the current and form a megafish. Creatures linked as one. They succeed, but fall onto the pod while screaming, "Boogle!" Poof, they turn into fish. Dejected, they almost give up. But Boogle cheers them on. "Don't worry, and I know another spot, and maybe you can get me one too." Living alone in a lake is lonely. They reach Scary Rock Waterfall, a dangerous place filled with giant beasts. On the way, Ollie spots a tree wolf puppy about to fall from a branch. Against all logic, he saves it. A small act, but it matters later. They finally find a cluster of pods. Ollie and Ivy touch them and transform back. Ollie a Puku, Ivy a Javan. They turn to Boogle. "What do you want to become?" Boogle smiles. "Firewolf." Poof! The friendly fish becomes a massive, terrifying creature wreathed in flame. The Firewolf explains everything. He was the runt of his tree wolf litter. Abandoned. Rejected. The valley's creatures wanted nothing to do with him, so he vowed to burn it all down. The Dezo trapped him in a fish's body as punishment. For years he swam alone, pretending to be sweet and helpful, waiting for gullible creatures to lead him back to the pods. He turns to Ollie. "You shouldn't have made friends in the valley. That was your mistake." He attacks. Ivy throws herself in front of the remaining pods to protect them. The Firewolf captures her. Ollie is devastated. The Firewolf taunts him. "Even after you were kind to me, even after you saved that puppy, my opinion of this world hasn't changed. I only want destruction." He flies off with Ivy toward the Javan cliff. Ollie, exhausted and injured, climbs the Javan cliff. He collapses at the top. When he wakes, he fears Ivy is dead, but she appears beside him. Ollie breaks down. "This is all my fault. The food crisis, the Firewolf, everything." Ivy gestures outside the nest. Ollie looks out. The entire Javan community. Every bird, young and old, has gathered. They shower him with love and gratitude. Ivy says, "You taught me to open piplets. That saved hundreds of us. You didn't destroy. You saved. You just didn't know it." Ollie rallies both communities, Puku and Javan, to face the Firewolf together. And then it happens. The tree wolf puppy Ollie saved recognizes him. The puppy's pack turns, not against Ollie, but against the Firewolf. The Firewolf is overwhelmed. The Dezo's remaining magic traps him once more, this time permanently. The dam is destroyed. The valley is reunited. Puku and Javan live together in harmony, sharing food, raising young, and telling the story of Ollie and Ivy, two enemies who walked in each other's feathers and fur. Final shot. Ollie and Ivy share a piplet, not as enemies, but as friends. And Boogle, trapped again in a fish's body. Somewhere in the lake, a tiny pout forms. "Next time," he whispers. That's the full recap of Swapped, Netflix's animated surprise of May 2026.